Hello everybody, this is Japhet from the Art of Trading. Welcome back to another video of the Daily Top 10, where we analyze stocks objectively and see where price action takes us. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here. Literally takes a second to do that. And if you're a returning viewer, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Helps us a lot with the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, so that YouTube pushes this video so that more of us can see this video. So let's get right onto our market summary right here. And as I've always pointed out, most of our index movement rely on foreign net. So today there was a huge drop off. There was almost negative 1 billion pesos that were taken out. There was almost 1 billion pesos that were taken out by the foreign investors. So we see a huge drop for today. Every sector is on red, and we lost about 77 points on our index, or 1.1% change. So the foreign investors do affect our market so much, in a sense that they drive our index up and down more as well. Of course, the local buyers are also going to be in there, but the foreign investors really do affect our index as well, quite a lot. So let's look at how the candles moved in the chart for today. So yeah, we did see almost 1 billion net foreign, negative 1 billion net foreign, and that is reflected on our chart right here for PSEI. Although this support that we have at 69.60 that I've mentioned right here before, this red line, it held up. Everything got rejected on the downside. So for now, that's a good sign, and I'm still very hopeful that we will see a touch of this trend line once again. And if we do see that, then the market is quite a ride it's gonna be quite on a ride on the upside. So let's see what happens. Definitely watching out the support level that it's building right here at 69.60 or 69.50 above, and it's good that we closed above that support level that we were looking at. Nonetheless, we are still above this range at 6,800 to 6,900 range, so that's still a good sign. So let's move to our first trending stock for today. We have APL, where we saw a massive move on the upside today. It closed positively at 26.50, or up 10%, almost 10%, with a lot of foreign buyers today at 17.85 million. So let's look at our 1 hour time frame to get a little bit more of a context on this. So we finished above our resistance. A candle closed on the hourly above the resistance and maintained that. It got rejected multiple times on the downside, and it kept closing each hour above this resistance level, but we have not yet filled the gap. So it really does want to touch that in the coming days. So watch out for this level right here at 25.50 to 20.28. So that's a level that we are hoping to hold as support as it continues to push up on the upside, and hopefully build a level of support right around this area. So if it does that, that's some great movement for APL. So what do we have for our next stock? We have Dito right here. Dito finished on a negative 1% today, although it is still consolidating. If we look at our 4 hour time frame, the candle still closed above our resistance turned support, which was at 17.30. Let me mark that as a horizontal line right here so that we can all see the price right here at 17.30. So that is holding up. It doesn't want to retrace back here yet, and if it does, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to cash in on that and accumulate around these prices. But for now, it's holding up above our resistance turned support for Dito, and we only lost about 1%, so that's kind of okay, and we still see a lot of foreign buying for this one. So yeah, it closed at 17.78, negative 0.2 cents per share. So that's it for Dito. Let's look at PHA PHA, sadly, I was watching this earlier today. It wanted to really fill the gap, and it kind of did, I think. Yeah, it did. It did fill the gap right here at 2.6465. It had a low of 2.64, so it just touched the previous resistance that we had. It hasn't fully filled the gap, I guess. The gap is around this price point at around 2.61, but at least it was able to hit a part of this support area and maintained its prices above that, closing in at 2.67, although it's down 4% right here with a negative net foreign for the day. So that's kind of sad news for PHA, but at least, you know, we're watching this support level and it held up. It bounced a little bit, and if it doesn't bounce, if it doesn't bounce here on the next few days, we could be seeing a pullback and a breakdown, potentially a pullback right around this area right here, because I will be looking at this area for a support zone right around here. Let's check the prices for that at 2.2 to 2.3. So let's mark that for our future reference. 2.2 to 2.3 will be a range that I'm looking at on the daily time frame to hold in the future if it does break below. I'm hoping best case scenario would be an immediate bounce right here on this area on the next day or so. If it does bounce, we are gonna break this downtrend from this pullback, and hopefully it does build some level of consolidation right around this area so that we hold up this level of range at 2.65 to 2.8. So I'm gonna extend it further because it looks like we're gonna be watching these levels and this level quite a lot over the next days. So yeah, if you bought around this support area, and if it breaks below that, that should be you know, a point where you're thinking, should I cut my losses first or should I just hold? But definitely PHA has a lot of news coming in, so if you're a holder of this one, I'd say as long as it doesn't break these lows at 1.6 or 2.2, you should be fine holding it for now. Let's move on to our next one with BSC. I think BSC, what did BSC do? Didn't do much as well, as we are consolidating. We are still in this zone of accumulation, in this consolidation area. So we attempted to go up to 1.21 today. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So let me just readjust that right there, get more candles or wicks in. So yeah, it did not want to break above just yet, and this level of support is still holding up, and we are still watching 1.1 to 1.15. It's still a good accumulation zone right there for everybody. So let's see what happens on this one, but definitely our immediate level of support is holding up at 1.10 to 1.15. Not much movements today, and it lost almost just 1% today, even with a good amount of foreign buying. So yeah, it's definitely consolidating. Everyone's accumulating at this area and at this price point. So up next, let's look at ACEN. It is also just traversing sideways on this area right here. So yeah, our support zone is holding up, and we are indeed seeing a sideways movement for ACEN. So bigger picture, it's good that it's forming a consolidation area right here. People are finding value no matter what on this area, even though we closed around -1% today, or 7.66, with a good amount of foreign buying. So that's good. Positive foreign net. Yeah, that's good for ACEN, moving sideways as of the last week or two. And up next we have MM, who also closed at a -1% at 7.2. with negative net foreign buying today. So as predicted, or as expected, not predicted, expected, I talked about this in the previous video. We are hoping for it to pull back around, oh, this is only 7.1. So we are hoping for it to pull back right around this resistance level, and it did exactly that. it did pull back at 7.2. So we did see a pullback, 7.2, this resistance. We put that in there yesterday, and we're hoping that this holds up, because if it does, we might be looking at a bounce up and a retest of the 8.2 levels. So we should see this chart holds up. That's all I could say. And if you wanna check out the last video where I was predicting it will pull back at, you can check that too. I uploaded a video yesterday. So next up we have, what do we have? Green. So we have green. It did touch, wow, exactly that price point right there, man. Price action does what it wants and does what it wants to do. So the market really did pull back around this price point. As I've mentioned yesterday, I was looking at it on the 1 hour time frame to pull back around this zone, and it did just that. So I'm hoping that this forms some level of support right around this area. So I'm waiting for that pullback and then build of this support zone, solidify it, this zone at 3.6 to 3.70. So yeah, if this holds up, we could be looking at a consolidation right around this area, and we do have in fact a ceiling right here, a resistance zone that is quite strong at 4.05. So yeah, we closed at 3.9, negative 2%, but we have a lot of foreign net for today, so that's good. That's a good movement. This is just natural. Profit takers are coming in, so I was hoping that it would touch this, and maybe most likely it will retest these levels as well. If it doesn't pull back all the way, to 3.6, 3.7, I hope it at least builds a level at 3.82 right here. So if it does build a level right there, that's looking good for green. And up next, let me save this chart for a bit right now. Yeah, so I'm looking for a consolidation on this area right here. That's the best case scenario, and if it does pull back to 3.7, just be ready to accumulate, and hopefully it holds up. So that's the best case scenario for green, but you know, it's overextended as I mentioned, and could still retrace these areas right here for all we know. But if it does build a consolidation area right here and meets this line right here, we should be good. We should be doing well at 3.6, 3.7. So yeah, it does really want to touch it over the next few weeks or so. We shall see what happens on this one. But for now, we have a newcomer for our daily top 10. Welcome. So what what did people do for this one? Crown Asia Chemicals Corporation. So what is this company? So what's the story behind this? So it's a fresh comer, it's a newcomer. So let me analyze what's going on here. So up first, we have a ceiling resistance, solid resistance right here. Of course, ceiling price is right here at around 2.51, 52-week high, but definitely an immediate resistance right here because it couldn't break through above that for the second day. So I'm looking at it on a oh, never mind, that was an hourly time frame. So definitely a resistance right there. And wow, for the daily candle, that's some rejection from yesterday's rally. So we do have a level of support right here on this area. That's a good level of support at 1.7 to 1.78. Yeah, let's just say 1.78 range. That's a good one. 1.78 is our area of support on the daily time frame, and it exploded on the upside from there, and we saw a resistance at the 52-week high point at 2.51 price point, and we did see a massive rejection and a pullback. Let's go to our 1 hour time frame to see where it could potentially build a level of support. I'm looking at this low right here from yesterday 12:30. So I'm hoping it does hold up right around this area at around 2.01 to 2.06. So essentially that's a 2 peso level to 2.05 level. That's an area where we could be looking at for a pullback, and it did that just today. It did that with the retracement, so that's good. If this support area holds, we could be seeing a consolidation area right here. Wow, that's a bad drawing. That's a really bad drawing, but yeah, consolidation area here would be nice so that it doesn't have to retrace all the way down to 1.78 to 1.8 levels. So that's kind of the movement for today as it closes on a negative note at around 2.06 or almost 0.5%, negative 0.5%. A lot of net foreign coming out today for Crown Asia Chemicals Corporation. Up next, we have our mining company, FNI, nickel mining company. So what is it doing the past few days, huh? So it has been rallying on the upside slowly. Wow, it's trying to break our range of resistance right here. It did settle on that resistance right there, broke our immediate downtrend right here, and built a level of support. So wow, a lot has happened to FNI, and we haven't seen this in a while. We did see a range or a support that was built here at around 2.53 to 2.61. So let's put that note for 2.53 to 2.61. That's a good level that we're looking at for FNI as support. And it did try to break above. It was moving above, so it's trying to break back out here in this level. So we shall see what happens after it broke this downtrend. So it did break this downtrend for us, and then it's trying to rest on this support area 2.74 to 2.8. So it's trying to get back into that level, into that zone or range, I mean, of prices. So if this holds in this area, that is some good level of support. It used to be a support area, but broke it on the downside, and now it's acting as a resistance, but it's trying to settle right here and consolidate around this area as we see the past couple days. So we did close at 2.76, positive 2%, and a lot of foreign buying today. So tomorrow we might be seeing potential movement on the upside on this one, and we shall see what happens. But yeah, this is an interesting zone. I've labeled it, so hopefully, yeah, you guys could easily watch this one. I could share the chart on my Arc of Trading Invest account, but yeah, just take a screenshot of this if you want a reminder for yourself as to where it's good to accumulate shares for FNI if it's something that you're looking at. So lastly, we have TBGI right here. What do we have for TBGI? Oh no, TBGI, our 1H time frame got broken right here at 0.5 to 0.54. It's now acting as resistance, and it does seem to be looking to fill this gap. So it is gonna fill this gap. Yep, the support did not hold and the candle pierced below, so it will fill the gap at around 46 We have a gap from 46.5. So let's take a note of that. Gap at 0.4650. So for the viewers out there, this is a good reminder that we have a gap at 0.4650, and this support area at 0.50 to 0.54 is now acting as resistance on the 1H time frame. So that's kind of sad. Let me just replace this with a red line right here so we don't get confused. Yep, right there, 50 point or 51, yeah, 50, yeah, 0.51, right around that area. We are still seeing this downward trajectory because it really wants to fill that gap and have it bounce over there. So this is our daily time frame support. Let me just daily support, let me just label that out for you guys so it's easier for you to tell. Yeah, so that's the daily support, and there is a gap at 0.4650, so it does want to fill that up first before moving on the upside, hopefully, because this is still a trending stock and people still want to trade this. So we're hoping that the gap is filled so that we can move healthily on the upside. And let's go back to our PSE index and see what's happening. So yeah, the price is holding, or the point is holding at this support area that we have drawn at 69.66, 69.60 plus. But yes, we shall see what happens in the next few days, because it exactly respected this line. We drew this a few days ago right here. It respected this low. If we look at with a 1 hour time frame, yeah, it respected this low and it bounced right off this support area. So that is pretty good movement, as I would say. So, but this might not hold up for long, and it does want to build hopefully some level of support right here before breaking on the upside right here. So hopefully it does that. I only wish the best for our index, but yeah, it does seem like it wants to consolidate right around this area first. So we shall watch out for PSE. But yeah, that's it for me for today. If you're new to the channel and you found something useful in this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and click that subscribe button right down below. Really takes a second, and turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload my next video. So yeah, as always, I'm here to remind you to stay patient, be disciplined, and strive to be consistent with your trading. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next daily top 10, and enjoy your evening.